Talk a little bit about the NDP's reaction, and I want to, in fairness, we want to read the quote that is attributed to Andrea Horwath from the NDP's statement, and here it goes like this. It's clear that Kathleen Wynne believes it's more important for her to look good than for people to feel good. This is why people are disappointed. This is why people are cynical about politics, and this is why Ontarians are looking forward to electing a new premier in June. It's time to replace that cynicism with hope, with a premier that will deliver better health care and a more affordable life for everyone. The Liberals have had 15 years to get good things done for people. Instead, Wynne chose to cut and privatize. She chose to sell off Hydro One and make hydro bills too expensive. She chose to let childcare become the most expensive in the nation. She chose to cut hospital budgets, and she chose to do nothing to deliver relief to the middle class, and even chose to ignore child poverty as Toronto became the child poverty capital of Canada. Now she's choosing not to offer universal pharmacare. She's choosing not to offer complete dental coverage. She's choosing not to offer a plan for more affordable life for everyone. The good news is that this is Wynne's final budget, because it doesn't have to be this way. We can do so much better. End of quote. So again, my pharmacare is better than your pharmacare, and to be clear, the Liberals and the government formulary cover 4,400 drugs for certain age groups. It's about half the population now. We've got about 4 million people in a bit that are under 25, a little over 2 million that are over 65. So it's the 25 to 64-year-olds that have not had coverage until now, but we saw today this movement towards a benefits program for dental and prescription for those who don't have coverage.
I find it interesting that at least Andrea Horwath and Doug Ford can agree on one thing, that there's good news in this budget, and it's Kathleen Wynne's last one, yes. That line comes in both of them.
I actually saw or read that in her media availability, one of the journalists said to Andrea Horwath that Doug Ford's kind of taglines and slogans are punchier and catchier than hers, and her response was that maybe he prints bumper stickers in his other job. So it's a little, a little bit of that going on.
That's a good comeback.
Not bad, considering she didn't have time to prepare. So we see the way that this is kind of unfolding here. Ford and the PC saying it's too much, Horwath and the NDP saying it's not enough, whatever the government's done. Liberals saying, well, we're running a deficit, we're covering as many people for as many things as we can, and they're going to put it to the people. We should know, too, that there are parts of Ontario where the Liberals electorally are not very competitive. I'm thinking of, there's big parts of southwestern Ontario, the Niagara region, and parts of the north, where it's going to come down to an NDP-PC battle. So we'll have to keep an eye on Andrea Horwath and the NDP to see if she maintains her attacks during the campaign. I mean, now they're the government, it makes sense, she's an opposition leader. But during the campaign, I'm wondering if Horwath and her party are going to stick solely to attacks on the Wynne Liberals, especially if Ford and his party maintain their lead in the polls.
Well, and currently Ford and the PCs have been focused only on Kathleen Wynne as well. So whether they also start to attack the NDP because of those competitive ridings.
Yeah, and we have to take the polls with a bit of a grain, because I believe that there are parts of this province, there are ridings where the PC candidate will receive north of 60% of the vote. And so if certain incumbent MPPs, say in more rural ridings, there's a lot of wasted votes there. Like if 3 PC MPPs that are sitting there now all get reelected with 64, 67% of the vote, it's still 3 ridings. So we're going to have to take a closer look at these polling numbers, because when it shows that the PCs are out at 44, 45, I believe that in parts of the province they're well above that. And so vote efficiency comes into play. So how many extra ridings that will translate into is something we'll have to watch. And